Shane van Boening sat there and watched JOHANN CHUA do his business in the first couple of racks very efficiently.
Rack 4, JOHANN CHUA to break, leaded by 3 racks to 0.
He's been around at the top of the game for 2 decades. Losing that kind of rack doesn't rankle, nothing he can do. But losing the 3rd rack by hanging the 9 ball, that will be a source of great irritation. And that's why it's important for CHUA to make just a little darker.
Yeah, and this was the real worry after missing the 9 and opening with 2 breaking runs, and he's obviously breaking the balls really well. And you know, how might this compound? Shane's worried. I think he's got to kind of roll this in the corner. Not the easiest shot, really.
Now this was the 9 ball. He was stretching. I said it wasn't a certainty, and it wasn't, but on the surface, I for one was shocked.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us feel, and you know, it wasn't hit terribly, but the shells are very deep on these 4-inch pockets on this diamond table.
9 remain.
So Shane knows. I like what I see in the chair, though. Staying positive, but he knows he's going to have to make up some ground when he gets a chance. You could hear a little grimace there from CHUA, and it wasn't really as much the outcome as it was the stroke delivery. Most players, I mean, position's one thing, but they don't like when they get that little fluttering feeling in the stroke. That's the one that bothers them. Okay, a little off angle. Good thing for him, the 8-9, very playable, so he can handle being a hair thin on the 7.
Team that won the World Cup
Rack 5,
last
JOHANN
year.
CHUA to break, leaded by 4 racks to 0.
And when you think about it, when you think about their quality, their pre-tournament odds of 25 to 1 were ridiculously generous.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the seeded teams knew it was going to be tough against the Philippines. However, that came down. The draw. Now this 2 ball is going to spread open, and he's going to get snookered. So Shane's going to have a choice. Rack number 5. And what I mean by that, it will be a push out from JOHANN CHUA. Now this is the hard shot, and like he's not only covered by the 8 to open, but the 2's covered by the purple. So not a lot of options, you know, to push out to one side or the other on the blue 2. It looks like it's going to be a kick or an option on a kick coming off the top cushion part.
Shane,
Anytime you have a push, I think Shane gives this up pretty easily as well. I think he's supposed to.
JOHANN.
Yes, a nanosecond more consideration than the previous push out, but he didn't waste any undue time, did he?
No, and you know, it's hard to really gauge this one if you're wanting to utilize that purple ball. You really have to come in with a lot of spin. He's not going to be upset here, I don't think. All right, Shane, he's going to go rail first. I think he'll try to pocket this ball. He's got to watch out for the scratch cross corner. He's got a little measuring kind of system for these shots. Something that Hall of Famer Jimmy Reed devised many, many years ago. So what you do there, Phil, is you pick out your contact point on the blue 2. And you measure that to the rail.
Extension called.
And then you take that same distance on the same line and measure it from the rail out into space. And that's what he's done there. That's why he's got his line on the cue ball. I think he's got to hit this pretty slowly, so I don't know if he'll get position. Scratch cross corners is there. Yeah, he's so good at those. go behind the pink here. It's kind of awkward, no matter which way you play it. Seems like going behind the pink is the play. Oh, is this going to fall? This is not what he wanted, even though he got the snooker, the 3 over the pocket. You know the Filipino players, they have an incredible way of getting at all these kick shots. Now the problem for Johann, I would come to the bottom cushion with spin. Yeah, like there, right spin. This a little bit. Yeah, that's the measurement I was talking about.
4-1. Van Boening on the board. Now, before the match, we spoke with Johann. So CHUA reckons, and of course he would be the one who knows most, that Van Boening has won all 9 of their previous encounters. Can the man at the top of the class make it 10 out of 10?
Oh, we're going to see a much different break shot if you've never got to see SVB breaking before. You saw CHUA break here in the first 4 breaks. You're going to see quite more speed. You're going to see the 1 have a lot more speed, a lot more noise on the break, and like we always say, who gets more
Rack
action
6,
on the 9 than
Shane Van Boening
SVB?
to break, trailing by 4 racks to 1.
Well, there's a big, but at least the 1's there, the 2 is in open play.
Wouldn't say it was the best connection for Shane, but like Carl said, when you amp it up, you get the odd ball a little more often, and that's what we have here. I thought earlier there was some, you know, the 9 was, of course you don't want to miss it, but for some feeling I get, this 1 ball means even
Shot
way
coming
more
up.
than that 9 did earlier. Yeah, not feeling the pressure, or at least handling it very well. So that 1 ball leads towards a very open and playable rack.
Just a final reminder, it's a 30-second shot clock with 1 30-second extension per player, per rack.
You know, Shane, what he's setting up here for is intentional contact on the 9 to go forward past the 7 to the bottom cushion and back up a little bit. It looks like he's gotten like ideal to me. The key to this is don't hit it too lightly. You need to catch some of the 9 here and continue forward.
Six-9. Come back.
Please like and subscribe to the channel to watch many dramatic and exciting matches of the world's top players.